Welcome back. Let's continue the conversation on the same subject matter now, what appears to be an emerging boundary dispute between Ogun State and Ondo State following the order of drilling of oil found on Eba Island. And this time around, we have joining us right here in our Lagos studio, His Royal Majesty Oba Samuel Adeoye, Molokun of Atijere Kingdom in Ondo State. We also have His Royal Majesty Afolabi Odidiomo Olu of Igbokoda Kingdom in Ondo State. Your Royal Majesties, welcome to the program. We have royalty today on the program, but we only hope that we're talking about more peaceful subject matter. But we hope that this turns out in peace. Now, His Royal Highness Oba Segun Ogunye had said that indeed there are Ondo-speaking peoples in Ogun Waterside. There are Ikale people. There are Ilaje people in Waterside. And, you know, as a matter of fact, the Ogun and Ondo peoples in Ogun Waterside local government areas have always dwelt in peace for a very long time. But that they are settlers in Ogun State. And there is no dispute about who owns the land. I'd like to start with you, Your Royal Majesty, Oba Adeoye. How do you weigh in on that position expressed by the traditional ruler from Ogun State?
Thank you very much. I totally disagree with my brother, my friend, the Ojotumoro of Abigi. The Ilajes in Ogun State, they are not settlers. They are owner of the land. And they have never paid any dime to anybody in Ogun State to be the owner of that place. Well, I have every evidence to prove that, those places are Ilaje land. They are Ilaje land. In fact, those places, they are under my district centuries back, before now. In fact, they are being controlled by the Amakoto of mine, the prescribed authority of mine. In fact, this place they are talking about, the Ilajes there, they are prince in mine. Both the Ilajes of Igbedu, the Ilajes of Eba, they are prince in mine. In fact, some of them contested recently when there's a vacancy of the current Omakpetu, they fail. So they are on their land. They have been on their land from centuries. So they have not paid any debts to anything. Even in Irokun, they are 85% Ilajes. And Amakutu had some time ago appointed a Oloja there. And in fact, there are evidence to prove that when around 1994, 1914 and 1915, when they were erroneously and fraudulently taken to Ogun State, they protested that they are not Ijabus, they are Ilajes, that they must be taken back to where they belong. That struggle has been on since that time up to now. They are still agitating that they want to go back to where they belong. So that's the truth. Is
this an acknowledgement that there are foreigners who own land in Ogun State?
They are not foreigners. You
are saying that that land belongs to Ondo State, but is wrongfully in Ogun State?
Yes.
Some part of it.
Some part.
Can you explain that?
Yes, I'm explaining that because prior to the amalgamation period, there's a mine district, and there's definition of where what is mine district.
Mine is M-A-H-I-N.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and this definition, and even the map of this mine district is available. These villages you are talking about, this are there in mine the district map before the creation of Ogun Province and Ilaje Province. It was the creation of Ogun Province and Ilaje Province that brought about, that was when, because of the Jebus wanted to access the coast or the sea, they decided, because they work with the government then, with the Europeans then, because they are educated. You know, we Ilajes, we are not educated. So they have seen the potentiality in this area, the Atijere Eba Island, that is full of a lot of mineral resources, and that they want to. So they now, instead of taking the Mayen district to Ondo province, they now decided to cut behind some of the lands or the communities that belongs to the Mayens. That has been the genesis of the crisis.
When you say they, who is they? Perhaps Kabiesi.
Kabiesi, in addition to your response, we cannot discountenance heritage and history when it comes. That's why traditional institutions and traditional rulers are the ones that are brought in here, not just lawyers. However, we're living in 2026. My question is pretty simple. Are elections conducted in that place, that Eba Island? Do elections happen there?
Of course.
There are polling units there?
The polling units there are counted as part of his territory.
So when elections are conducted, yes. Which state are those results?
Ondo State, Ilaje.
Mayen
Ward 4.
Oh, it goes to Ondo State?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
But according to a document by the Federal Ministry of Information, I believe, there are wards created there for elections by INEC, which fall under Ogun State. I'm trying to see if I can find the document.
Please
I'll
do.
refer to the particular document, but that's a document from the Federal Ministry of Information.
Let's see, is it? There's a problem.
Yes, we'd like you to speak to it.
Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
There's a problem we need to quickly identify here. To say wards are created in particular areas, it must either be as a result of the demand of the people in that area, or the government just felt out, okay, there are enough people here, let's create wards for them. The area we are talking about, there are some areas that are already balkanized and claimed to be for Ogun State. And there are still areas where the polling units there are still part of Mayen Ward 4. At least about 2 or 3 of them like that are still part of Mayen Ward 4. So if the information says there are polling units that were created, fine and good. Where are they created?
Yeah, and to answer that, LA Primary School, Eba, under Makun Irokun Ward in Ogun Waterside Local Government.
Okay, that's very fine. I'm happy to hear that. But the one we are talking about
No,
is...
but this is a government document.
Yes, I understand.
This is a government document.
No, I said I'm happy about that.
Yes.
I'm not disputing that.
Okay.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad my brothers, they have stated that there's difference between Eba and Eba Island. There are 2 different issues here. There are 2 different things. Eba is different. Eba Island is different. We are talking of Eba Island here now. The polling unit you are talking about is for Eba, which is one way or the other under currently under Ogun State. The one we are talking about is Eba Island. Our own polling unit are situated on the Eba Island we are talking about now.
So they had claimed, the Kabiesi that just left said that the oil that is being discovered is discovered on their own portion
Of Eba Island.
of Eba Island.
Okay, I don't know.
He was here. You were. I'm
No,
sure you were
yes,
listening to him.
yes.
Yes, we just.
No, let me make this.
Yes.
Let me say this. You see, look at this picture. If you are coming into Lagos, you get to Oworoshoki, you get to Agbara. Before you get to Agbara, it's all Lagos State, isn't it? At Agbara, it is Ogun State. After Agbara, you are in Lagos State. That sounds a bit confusing, as it were. So, on the main road in Agbara, the polling unit there will be counted as Ogun State. Just a little bit by the same line, after Agbara, the polling unit there will be Lagos State. And you are using that one to claim land in Ijaniki. And that's the situation here. Eba Island and Eba are not the same. And the word Eba is from where? The word Eba is an Ilaje word. It is a fish. Eja Eba. The one that the Yorubas would normally call Eja Oson. So, Eba is what we call it in Ilaje. And everybody going to that Aziz, because the fish was many in those days. There were just too many. Any little hook you put in, you bring out one. So the whole of that region was named Eba by Ilaje. The Jebus were coming to fish also. They come first to buy something from us. They call the fish kusukusu. There are small fish like this that they buy alive to fish.
Okay.
Now, those who are predominantly settled in that area are Ilaje people.
Okay, so according to Kabiesi's explanation earlier
where the oil is found, let me dwell on that. So, because my Kabiesi was saying that the where the oil is found is the Eba Island Forest Reserve of Ondo State, where we have our Ilaje people staying, where we have a village there that has been there for centuries.
Kabiesi's position is to the contrary, that where the oil deposits are found are in Ogun Waterside local government, Eba Island.
That's what I'm saying, it's not true.
But from your explanation earlier on, Eba itself and the areas where Ilaje and the Kale people are currently found in Ogun Waterside used to be Ondo territory back then.
Yes.
But when it was determined during colonial times, your people wanted to retain their territory in Ondo State.
Yes.
But the resolution was to the contrary, and the demarcation brought them to Ogun State.
Yes.
Is that what keeps the Eba Island that is currently in dispute in Ogun territory, according to the current boundary commission?
We have only 30 seconds. If you can wrap
you
up
acknowledge that?
Yeah, I acknowledge that Eba Island, Eba village is currently in Ogun State. But the Eba Island is not in Ogun State.
Where?
From your own position, the one that has the oil deposit, where is it?
It's in Ondo State.
Is
in Ilaje local government, under my territory.
We're going to have more time.
All right.
Because this is not a quick fix conversation.
Okay.
All right.
Because of time, we need to wrap up here. Bukola.
Yeah, we hope that we had time to understand it a bit further, but we must truly anchor at this point. His Royal Majesty Oba Samuel Adeoye, Molokun of Atijere Kingdom, Ondo, and His Royal Majesty Oba Folabi Odidiomo Olu of Igbokoda Kingdom, Ondo State. Thank you, sirs, for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
We hope we'll have more time.
Don't finish.
With the issue.
Yeah, just hold on. Go ahead. Let's take a break.
Yeah, when we return, it will be time to talk about the economy. How much are you buying petrol for? We'll try to understand the issues after this time out. Stay with us.